I've been uploading 2 new videos every week for 2 years now. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. So I'm bringing you along for a week in my life as an art YouTuber to see what really happens. Honestly, taking out this bun, it's 50-50 whether it's gonna look okay or like this. Whilst having breakfast, I always like to start the day replying to your lovely comments on YouTube. You guys are the best and it really helps with mindset. Just brush my teeth, you don't need to say that. Generally, the work week revolves around whether my partner, known as Buddy, is here or not, because when he's at work, I'm on the computer and I'm doing a ton of editing, and then when he's here, he's actually helping out with editing, because we only have one computer that's capable of doing that. The big task for today is we have a commission and need to come up with that sketch. It's for the lovely Tori, who I created a second Sagittarius character for, and she's absolutely lovely, so I'm sure it will be fine, but it's a completely different style. I tested it out for a different video. It's watercolor with acrylic markers and a bit of collage, so we're all gonna have to use our imagination for this sketch. Also, I want to sketch the next 2 movie scenes. I know what one of them is and I think I know what the other one will be. We have a ton of envelopes to package. That is from the live stream last time, and I decided to leave it a couple of days this time in case anyone added to their order. One person has and someone else did on the live stream, but unfortunately I shipped out that order too fast, so that's gonna have to be a separate one. Pop my rings on to make it a little bit nicer in videos, and happened to have my nails painted because I filmed something yesterday. I think we're going to use alcohol markers to show the watercolor areas, acrylics to show the acrylics. I suppose we could just stick in paper just for the example piece. When it comes to the actual painting, we will use watercolor just like this. So we'll get scissors, a glue stick, we need a horned toad, lantern or fawn, and the ocean. The only note is they would like the toad or lizard to be a full body piece, which might be a bit tricky. So full body on the right, looking left. A steampunk lantern, I think I am picturing something a little bit like this. We did the flower and the blurry berries somewhere around here perhaps, and then the tail falling. They do have horns. They're pretty cool. Okay, let's refine the sketch. It's so lovely that we got to work on this commission because otherwise I genuinely would not have tried this style myself. Combining watercolor with acrylics is something I do want to try a little bit more this year. So generally with watercolor I like to do splatters and make a big mess. A lot of wet on wet. And with acrylics I have more of a block style. It all started with this marker stand. One is chaotic and one is organized. So to combine that both together is really quite crazy. Oh, I hope she likes it. Well, that sun was deceptive. It is gold. I'm experimenting with a very different style. This is gonna be difficult. Quickly edit those shorts and post a reel. And TikTok too, but I think Instagram's more of a priority nowadays. I like to spread them out throughout the day. Time to put together all of these orders. For this shop update, we did a few live streams you might have popped by. It was fun, thank you if you did. We had some little chit chats and picked all of the items out to go in each order. But now it's time to actually package everything. Double, triple check that it's all right. Make sure the stock is correct and add that little small business touch. Oh, we need to print some more tape.
My body is here, but I'm already gone. The pavement underneath my feet, the morning sun, tall woman, strong hands that craft.
First we had the shop launch in June last year. There was a little bit of an autumn update and then the big 2026 shop update. If you haven't seen, that was a huge video filmed over 3 months and the shop literally doubled in size. A lot of you guys placed orders, so thank you very much. There's a lot of new stickers on the shop now and I'm gonna be honest, I've kind of fallen in love with creating stickers. So now I want to paint even more and draw more. Yep, that's the plan for 2026. Oh, look how pretty the new tape looks. But this is a mess.
Step after step.
Unfortunately, there's one slip up from the shop update. Some of the B grade prints got missed and unfortunately forgot to sign the back. So sign all the ones that are left so they're ready to go. And let's get all the UK orders ready with postage. Don't want to overwhelm the post office. Here's something new you don't know about me. I kind of run sometimes, but my body's saying no and everything hurts. Ah well, try our best, eh? The shop stuff took far longer than I thought it would. So all that's left is to schedule Instagram and TikTok posts for the week and get ready to do the voiceover for the next video. Look how cute this year's Daily Doodle Diary is looking. And I have not drawn a face like this in so long. Okay, I know it's getting late, but the last thing I want to do is draw the next movie scene. Just a quick sketch. Before finally settling down for dinner, and that's Monday.
Find the reasons you won't find a pretty. 'Cause I am insecure. My looks been needing more.
First up, we need to make the rest of the postage. With customs forms and tariffs, this does take a long while now. That is the majority of labels created. There is one that is like 96 grams and I want to see how much the labels weigh on the other ones first. We can print them out in a moment because first I'm gonna try my first ever Instagram live. Don't know how it's gonna go. The live lasted 30 minutes. I can't really seem to find any way to see the analytics. I think a couple of people joined and messaged and a couple of people popped in. Just gonna print off these labels. It was a little bit odd. I think when we do TikTok, we're gonna be drawing later on. I will say though, 30 minutes and I packed 3 orders. So much quicker using the one camera, and because I was standing up, I could actually see the comments. So going forward, I think if there's a couple of orders, I'm probably just gonna pop on Instagram live and pack them. Obviously we'll do the actual packaging with the numbering later on, but it was really quick. I don't know how it happened.
You will stay with me. 'Cause I am insecure. I'm not an intellectual. Are you just with me? 'Cause you need
The next lot of packages are all ready, so let's go for a quick walk and drop them off. Get some bread too.
somebody to you. Can I be somebody?
Every time there's a new Patreon member, they get added to the tree. It's a little animal with their name on, but they're generally filmed and edited quite quickly, so I try and do this relatively fast. And most of the time it's adding to a video that's already complete. And you know what, since it's relevant, here are all of the sketchbook buddies. Thank you for the support, guys.
With me, 'cause you need a body.
Let's move this out the way. A sheet, watercolor, because we're quickly going to paint something on here. I really don't do gifted collaborations because really if you're looking for someone that can create art, knows about filming, knows about editing, has an art style and has spent a long while building up a channel, of course you should be paying them. There's like so many different roles there, but this is a one-off because it's Hanamule. However, we're going to keep it simple and quick. Using watercolor, creating a face, I was wondering if we could do into a sticker. Gonna film the reel and do a part post. Just give a little bit of a taster, so hopefully it might open the door in future to collabs. Paid collabs. It is Hanamule. It's worth giving it a shot, right? It's been a little while since I've done this, but make sure to always clean the lenses. I do like to film opening the palette, pouring the water. Oh, like a block that you peel off? Okay. Do wonder how much it's gonna warp. That might be too round for the sticker. That might be a nightmare to cut. Loose sketch down because most of this is gonna be watercolor. All right, let's give this a try. Time to give TikTok a go. I haven't done a live stream in years. It's been on the to-do list for a while. So just gonna do a similar little painting. Maybe that does ruin it. We've kind of lost the entire nose. Although the blue is kind of taking over a little bit now. Back upstairs, I love having the studio in a different room now because when I'm winding down for the day, I can just take the laptop upstairs and work there. Every month on Patreon there's a new digital download and usually it's a phone wallpaper, but I actually edited this mermaid for the shop that didn't make it to the store, so we're just getting that all ready if anyone wants to print it themselves. Scheduled in the next sketchbook scans and winding down by moving off the camera. I have a main hard drive and a spare hard drive. This is how the painting from the live stream has turned out. I think we should stick it in the daily doodle diary. And also take some photos of both pieces. Get it scanned because this one I want to turn into a sticker. Also taking some photos of pages to share to the Discord server. Something's wrong. It's the eyebrows, right? Edited some shorts, so I'm just popping that over to the phone. Today is an editing day. We're gonna be here for a while. Something's arrived. Okay, I guess we have two. If you don't know, I actually post every day on YouTube. In the community tab, you can see it on a mobile. And there's 2 shorts every week, so we need to make those. Finally building up the courage to watch through this video, and the headphones are dead. Now you'd think that watching through a completed video wouldn't take very long, but it literally takes all day. I won these really good headphones in a giveaway, and now the sound sounds awful, so every single clip needs to be edited. But finally, it's done. Literally a 12-minute long video. Took like 4 hours, it's now 3 o'clock. We should probably try them in at the end of leaning into a little bit. Another voiceover ticked off and a quick walk. all that's left is to make Thursday's thumbnail. These big editing days are necessary, but unfortunately, obviously, they don't seem as exciting. I'm a bit confused. Somebody else has placed an order, but it's the order we shipped at the start of the week. So it hasn't arrived yet. It's arriving today. I don't know. Is it normal? Well, yesterday we created this thumbnail. I think I'm pretty happy with it. Thumbnails are so difficult. If this video flops, I'm not gonna lie, I am gonna be sad. It's not like a heartbreaking kind of sad because we haven't put a ton of time into it, but the video is all about TikTok art trends. The video is intended to be discoverable because that's the big thing we're working on this year. They always say that if you just keep making videos and you make good videos, people will find you and a video will take off. And none of them have, and it's been like 4 years. So the goal for 2026 is to make a video do that. Not just happening, we need to make it happen. Trendy, discoverable videos, informative content. We've got like the how to draw a face, how to use watercolor, but this one is a trendy topic and I really hope it does well. Oh. It's not like I tie myself or my art to the views. It's not that at all. I genuinely feel as though the videos are the best they've ever been at this point. The filming, the editing, and I do think more people would enjoy them if they knew they were there. The trouble is the algorithm doesn't really push my videos to new people. So they don't even know that my channel exists as part of the art niche. That's what we're trying to make happen. Okay, we're gonna get the watercolors out, try and fix this eyebrow here that is a little bit wonky, they're not straight. Maybe we'll have a little bit of a doodle on the right side of the daily doodle diary, and then we need to stick something in on the left. Just quickly catch up. Don't get me wrong, we have an incredible art community. I've said this so many times. Like, everyone is lovely, and I do feel truly blessed to have all of you incredible people here on the journey with me. So growing the art community is a bit of a risk. Obviously, if you go viral, you might become exposed to people that aren't so nice. But if I'm being completely honest, it is tied to finances. To have this as a career, it's not easy. It's not something I'm gonna sit here and romanticize. And YouTube is difficult. Filming and editing is difficult. It's not like you're just sitting here every day and creating art and having a bit of fun. It fuels my creativity. Every single part of it. It's the creating art and then filming and deciding how to do it, telling a story, coming up with the packaging for a video. The reality is I need to make this work because this is the life I want to live. I actually love working from home. I don't get lonely. I'm able to just come down and get on with my work. I don't get easily distracted. Even when it comes to editing and creating content and doing all of the social medias, I enjoy every part of it. And when I worked in a 9 to 5, it completely drained me, shattered my mental health. Don't get me wrong, they were extreme circumstances. I did 12 days, had 2 days off, worked 12 days, had 2 days off, and did that throughout COVID. And it was exhausting. For my own mental health, this is the life. But in order to make that happen, we need a larger audience because everyone only has so much money. There is a cost of living crisis. So yes, you can have all your baskets. I have the book, I have affiliate links, the shop, but every single one is tied to how big your audience is. And YouTube is my priority. YouTube is where I want to grow and take everything. My love is making videos. And in order for that to happen, we need a viral video. Fingers crossed, but we've been here so many times before. Okay, we're gonna switch the printer on because I know that we ran out of a little bit of stock, but I actually haven't had a look at this. We actually ran out of the monsters print. One thing I think we're gonna have to do is separate the character stickers from the mini stickers because I think people are struggling to find that listing. So at the moment, this is what the listing is looking like. Basically, the bundle is at the very end and you choose on the option which one you want, but I think a lot of people are struggling to find it because I have had questions saying where are the mini bundles. I like the bundle photo by itself. I wonder if we could keep that as is and then maybe redo the first image for this just to separate them a little bit because we do have 16 mini bundles and they've not gone. The biggest sellers are by far the whoopsies, which is fair enough, I get them too. Then it's both of the mystery minis, the original ones, which is actually amazing because that's kind of what I intended it for. That it's like a cheaper item to add to your basket. Both the sea creature and animal bundles did really well before. We also sold quite a few masters and crocodile tears print this time, which is really cool. Aside from that, The first one from the new update. Oh, it's the body. Oh, that's the one that I almost didn't even put up. Oh, and then the nostalgia bundle. That's number 2 for this shop update. And then it's actually the mystery Inktober. But also when I did the live stream and I showed like what was in each of them, a few people were like, hang on, there's a crocodile tears sticker. And it's like, yeah, they are. There's like 20. Oh, and then Barry. We did sell a few Barrys. Okay, the most surprising of all of this is the Inktober sticker bundle. We haven't sold any. They are hand cut stickers and they are very big. They're like this big and they all match. They've all got a white background. I really thought we were going to sell a lot of those. Technically you do only get 3, but they are quite big. Could it be the photo? Okay, it's this pack of 3 for £5. Maybe the photo doesn't do it justice. Maybe that one would be better to be the main. I really like this one though. Yeah, they're like 8 centimeters square, so they are the biggest stickers. 20 bundles. All right, let's go up with this list then. Mostly prints actually. I think I was pretty prepared for stickers, so when it comes to prints I only had a few. And whilst we're printing we have Sunday's video to watch through and check, which is probably gonna take quite a few hours again. It's super helpful having both computers at once because one can be doing the printing and going back and forth whilst doing this cut. I like to break up the first and second cut if possible. Makes it easier to spot mistakes. If you're enjoying this video, please go ahead and give it a like. There's 23 hours of footage in this video. It's a big edit, so it would mean the world. And subscribe if you haven't already. We're here twice a week, as you can see. Still editing, still printing, but I actually just realised I need to take a photo. I've put ChantelleArts forward for a raffle, 1 print and 3 stickers. We need to find out what they are. Somebody is raising funds for vet bills for their poor little doggy, so anything we can do. I wonder what's the most generic thing people might like. Oh, at the same time we could get rid of some of the stock that wasn't selling. The witch print. What about stickers? I mean, technically it's the Inktober bundle, but that would be all free. Like, these are the stickers. I am so proud of these stickers. They are big, but I'm so happy with them. Little burrow, or maybe a pink portrait as well. I wonder if it should be the skull. This print and these stickers. I should try my best. Yeah, I think that'll work. Oh, look at them. They're so cool. Okay, next one's on. I'm just going to do a little bit of an edit to that. Oh, that's a little bit much. Okay, just a little bit higher, a little bit brighter. I think that's good. There we go. Send that over. What is it doing? I tell you, if it's lost connection. We need to continue the watch through, and honestly, that is the worst task. I hate it so much. I like editing, but like by the time it comes to watching through, you're just like so done with it and just want to move on to the next project. And it's never a watch through. It always takes hours, but we need to do it. We need to do it. What's going on? Oh, and then it just comes back. I don't know. We'll leave it be. I think this is the stage that isn't talked about nearly enough. The filming is fun, but the editing takes so much longer than you'd ever think. Reviewed 8 minutes of footage and it's almost 3 o'clock. Personally, I like to break them up, so at any one time I will be filming multiple videos and have lots ready. That means I can do a first cut one day, following up with a voiceover on the same day of a different video. That's the process that works for me, but obviously everyone's different. The watch throughs still take the biggest amount of time.
Think about New York. Think about both your crazy blue eyes. Think about Manhattan. I don't know what happened.
Let's quickly retake this star sign photo. See if we can show off the stickers a bit better.
Hands on the subway so I wouldn't fall, still down I'd go. And you'd pick me up Whether on those trains or when I felt low, running through streets like taxi cabs. I didn't know how good we had everything with us. Just know I miss it bad. I hope you think of me when you walk down Broadway.
Moving upstairs, we need to make Sunday's thumbnail photo. And one thing I always try and make time for is watching all of your videos. I always try my best, but if I don't have time, I'll load up the tabs, catch some of it, and make sure to watch them through and comment. As a growing YouTube channel, it really is the biggest help. And it's hard out here, working well into the evening, 12, 13, 14-hour days without a day off. It is difficult and it's hard to upload twice a week. But the reality is, it's both me and Buddy working on this, working long days, and this is the reality of it. Catching up in the Discord server, it's incredibly hard, but for us it's completely worth it. A little bit of fallout before bed too. Quick little morning walk before breakfast. Yes, it's the same loaf again. Nails on, today is commission day. And this is the sketch. I am scared. Got watercolour, and this is actually a mixed media piece. If you haven't tried watercolour before, here's the thing. It is not a forgiving medium. If we make a mistake at this point, we basically have to start again. A lot of areas are wet on wet and it's blue, so it doesn't lift super easy. But when you want specific blends and keeping a page light, there's not much room for error. We have to get this right. Now for the letter watercolour paper. Okay, this part is tricky. We need to make certain areas that are gonna become the collage. The lantern is kind of brown, but also kind of blue and kind of red, and maybe some yellow too to go on the horned toad or horned lizard, but also the acrylic marker. There's so many steps right now, but it's one of those things. If I stop and say, yeah, sure, let's come back to this another day, I know I will be too scared, because like, of course you're gonna be scared if you've never created in this kind of style with these mediums combined and a completely different subject. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Luckily Tori's incredible and she knows that. Oh, that's where the music's at, is it? Rightly so. If I stop and put it off and try and come back to it, I am gonna be scared. I know that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's absolutely normal. And the best thing that we can do is fight it. Try and get the majority of this painting done today, because the hardest part is kind of the beginning and the middle stage. You know, when you're going through the ugly phase, you need to break through the ugly phase to be able to see the end goal, right? Like, you have to be able to see the vision and see that the end is in sight, and if you can get to that stage quicker, that's perfect. So an early start. Let's try and get most of the painting done today, and we're actually doing it. It's kind of working.
Wanna be the one you wanted more. Wanna be the one that you adore. Do you see a long road with me? Do you only see me as a body? Trying to make you close the door. Give me everything I'm waiting for. Let me know the things you love about me. Love me like I'm more than just a body. Are you just
This has been such a fun commission to work on. I can honestly say that I would never have created anything like this by myself. To bring all of these unique and creative ideas to life, I think it was the perfect combination, really, of my logical brain trying to piece it all together, but having someone else's incredible ideas to begin with. And together we've both created this. Now for something long awaited. Look at all these roots. We need to bleach them. I bleached my own hair for the longest time and I always had this brown gap at the back of my hair. And one day I said, no, buddy, I've been cutting your hair for years. You can bleach my roots. And he does. Look at it. It looks good. I sent a photo over and we've actually added a couple of extra little flowers there with some watercolour that was left. So now it's all done, it's all approved. I want to scan this piece and as a little surprise I want to make some prints and stickers to go with. It's their second commission and third big original and they've collected every single trading card, so we have to do this. For me, I want to. We also have the face to scan and somebody had a very clever idea. They said about making lino prints and turning them into stickers and I can't believe it never crossed my mind that lino prints could also be stickers. And like technically they can just be printed. I want to pick out 3 of the mystery art trading cards, lino print painting ACEOs, 3 that look different and could make a really fun set. Because also I want to sign the back of all of them. Didn't think of that before now, haven't done it for the other trading cards. So lots to scan. Luckily, because we just did the shop update, it's all fresh in the mind. I know what we need to do and we can crack out these test prints. So generally the prints that I make will look a bit more blue and cool tone than what's on the computer. This is a good first print though, but we just need to make it a little bit more yellow and often brighten it a bit too, comparing to the paper rather than what's on the screen. Next up is stickers. Quickly reply to some comments again whilst that's printing. Look at all these little stickers. Oh, they look kind of silly, but some are gonna be matte and some hollow. Whilst the printer's going and doing its thing, we're gonna edit some shorts. I always like to take this from the video, but it's a whole process. Setting up the next sketchbook to scan for Patreon. It's an odd little task because you only have like 40 seconds at a time before having to flip the page over. But that's where the little later stage edits come in. Things like a second cut or adding music, text, things like that, creating shorts. There's always stuff to do on the editing front. Create this book nostalgia short, heavily inspired by 2016 makeup. We're behind on the daily doodle diary. Okay, I have these pieces from the negative space video. Pop them in.
I'm sick of daydreaming. I just want the feeling of you in my bed. I'm down to just waste time right below your waistline. Want you by my head.
They're not incredible, but I don't want to waste these pieces. We did print them out. They are to do with a video. So just adding some little doodles around the outside. And finally getting back to the second sketch for the movie scene to end off our Saturday.
Long time, baby. You're always running.
That was a disaster. It was so cold. It was freezing with rain, hail, and wind. It was so cold. And you know when it's cold for so long, you kind of want to make the most of the weather and just wrap up and say it'll be fine, but it's not fine. It's absolutely awful. Got a tea, had some lunch, had a bit of a sit down, got very wet. We are going to film for a video. In How Much Art Can You Make? I have something going on in the background. Generally, one of the ways that I like to keep on top of videos is to always have stuff going on in the background too. So there'll be set days where I film either a talking video or painting something. In the background, there's these videos that go on for ages. At the moment, I'm filming a video for the book using Inktense pencils, trying to figure out how to use them. Aside from that, we had like the art studio makeover, we had the shop. There's always background projects going on, so at any one time you'll know that I'm filming for like 3 videos that you might not see for months. And I guess the next one might be the advent calendar. That's going to be a big one. Oh, and of course the daily doodle diary. I'm going to start the next one tomorrow, and that's going to last 2 weeks. That's a really good way as well to just pick up the book and create a little bit of art here and there, and then before you know it, you've got a video made that you haven't sat down to film. It's just little bits and bobs here and there. That's what we're gonna do. Also, I uploaded today's video overnight and just added something to the thumbnail. A little bit of text. I feel like that fills in the gap a bit better. I don't know, sometimes I'll say a thumbnail's done and then look at it and have other ideas and go back to it. That was quite a simple one to add to though. Buddy is doing captions on the video. Shall we find a prompt? The video's just gone live. We need to crack out a community post and also share about it on Instagram and TikTok. Check it's all going smoothly. Seeing as the pencils are out, why don't we quickly smash a little doodle? I actually pop cold laminating film on every single sticker we make. This is where you get those fun little finishes that are holographic or dotty, different shapes. And it makes it thicker, a little bit hardier. Look at all of these little stickers we've made. Okay, it looks silly. It looks like those photo packs you get at school. Well, we gotta keep one, haven't we? Since now the painting is all wrapped up and ready to go too. The clocks have changed. Look at all of this sun. Crazy. Finally ending with a silly project. This is something I've wanted to do for a long time. We're creating little maps for the UK, the US, Canada and Australia. And all of these colours are you guys. Every single person that's placed an order from the shop, and surprisingly actually a few from the same states. What a small world. Okay, just watch me get confused and write small again and then have to cover the entire thing up, and now we're improvising. This might just be the coolest spread I've ever made though, like look at this. And this has been one hectic video. Thank you very much for joining. If you've enjoyed, please go ahead and give it a like. 23 hours of footage here. And the reality is, it's a lot of hard work, but hopefully this is the year we can make it happen. Thanks for being here. I wish you all the best. Take care of yourself and I'll meet you back here on Sunday. Bye bye.